Hello, and welcome back to my series on exploring Deftones' discography. It is my what sixth album now total, fifth in their overall uh, chronological discography, but my sixth album overall from Deftones. Um, Saturday Night Wrist is the next album. Um, from what I've gathered from all of the comments on my last video, this one's going to be a kind of continuation on a lot of the darker sounds and themes from their self-titled album. But I think with more like synths and experimentation. Um, so I'm very excited for that. If you can't tell already by these videos, I'm a big fan of their more experimental side. Um, you know, I do like their first two albums. Um, I really like Around the Fur, but you know, when it comes to my music taste, I tend to lean more towards like the sort of weirder, more experimental stuff. So I'm really gravitating towards more, you know, kind of out there sounds, and so I'm excited to see where they go from here. Um, Self-titled album, still just complete fucking banger, man. The more I listen to it, honestly, the better it gets. The flow of that album just really it's really good, and so I'm really excited to see where they go after that. So Saturday Night Wrist, 2006. All right, so I'm gonna read the Wikipedia article for this one just because I want to you know figure out what is the background behind this album. So Saturday Night Wrist is the fifth studio album from the American alternative metal band Deftones, released October 31st, 2006. Halloween release. It's what, a little over a week today that I'm recording this from Halloween. So it's a good time to listen to this album, I guess. Almost their 2006. That's 19th anniversary. Wow. See, despite early contributions that were later scrapped, it marked the departure of Terry Date, who had produced the band's first four albums. It was also the last Deftones album to feature bassist Chi Chang after he was involved in a serious car accident in 2008, which put him in a coma and led to his eventual death 5 years later due to cardiac arrest. Yeah, I heard about that. I think from some of the comments, that she was in a coma for a long time and then eventually died. That's fucking terrible, man. Um, yeah, what a awful way to go. Being, in a car accident, and I believe he died in 2013. If what I've read is right. So he was in a coma for a long time. That's terrible. Oh yeah, it says it right there. 5 years later. Yeah, awful. Um, so rest in peace to him. Saturday Night Wrist was the product of an arduous and stressful creative process lasting roughly 2 years and straining relationships within the band. Inspiration for the album was also largely influenced by singer Trino Moreno's addictions and his failing marriage. As such, he ranks it his least favorite Deftones album. That would make sense. I mean, if I was going through a lot of drug problems and marriage problems, I would hate whatever the hell I was doing during that time as well, probably. So that's not going to influence my thoughts on the album, but it's, you know, it is interesting to know. The album was met with praise from fans and critics, with some of the latter applauding it in relation to the band's self titled effort. Okay. Background. In early 2004, Maverick Records informed the band that they were obligated to begin writing for another record due to the commercial failure and underwhelming reception of the band's 2003 self-titled record. They began pioneering ideas for a new album at their studio, The Spot, in Sacramento, California. On April 30th, 2004, they announced they would be relocating to Malibu to continue writing the album at Morning View House. Deftones spent most of the summer there, resulting in an album's worth of material that the singer Chino described as straight evil music. Let's go. I like that evil shit. Um, they then began searching for a producer and started recording. They initially considered enlisting Ken Andrews of Failure and Rick Ocasek of The Cars, but to no avail. They then worked with Dan the Automator for about a week, according to guitarist Stephen Carpenter, which I've actually watched a couple interviews of Chino and Stefan, so now I know that that's how you actually pronounce his name. I kept calling him Steven, but Stefan Carpenter. During collaboration with Dan, Deftones seemed to be pursuing the more technical, math metal based elements of the band's sound. That's exciting. I like me some technical shit too. After some deliberation, however, Moreno and the drummer Abe Cunningham successfully pushed for working with producer Bob Ezrin, Pink Floyd, Alice Cooper Kiss, and engineer Brian Virtue. Yeah. Deftones then took a short break after planning a month-long tour with Dredge and C minus for to road test some material, starting in San Francisco, California, and ending in Hartford, Connecticut, near where Ezrin's studio was located. Recording of the album began November 2004. Jesus Christ, I can't read. During the sessions, tensions mounted within the band and between Moreno and Ezrin. Moreno eventually jumped ship to continue work on his side project Team Sleep, while the rest of the band continued recording. The Ezrin sessions concluded before Christmas, and the band relocated back to their home base in Sacramento to take a break. In early 2005, Deftones started tweaking the Ezrin material with Virtue at their studio, The Spot, writing several new songs in the process. Moreno decided to take a break from recording in the spring to tour with Team Sleep, who are also releasing their long-awaited debut album. Moreno claimed that this was good for him, as he was somewhat unable to focus on the recording sessions due to his speed and alcohol addictions, as well as the disillusion of his longtime marriage to his wife Celeste. Man, yeah, band troubles do be happening. I mean, you can't really. I feel like when you're, especially when you're thrust into so much fame and celebrity and success, which I mean, Deftones have never been like the biggest band in the world or anything, but they were very successful, and still are. But I feel like all of that will inevitably put some sort of strain on the relationships between band members and just bring up issues. So, um, yeah, it's not surprising that they went through some troubles, especially you know alcohol and drugs. It's never going to be a good combination. The rest of the band, while anxious to finish the album, decided it would be best to take a break from music. During the break, Deftones released a 10-year anniversary CD/DVD titled B-Sides and Rarities on October 4th, 2005. Included one of the songs from Virtue Sessions, a cover of Wax and Wayne by, I can never say this band name. I've seen it before. Co- Cocteau. Co- uh, I'm not even gonna try, man. That you can read it. In late 2005, Moreno met with Date to help record vocals for some of the remaining tracks. The band also managed to quickly record a cover of John Lennon's Jealous Guy for Amnesty International, as well as an iTunes exclusive cover of The Cars Drive. I would like to hear that cover of Jealous Guy. I'm a huge Beatles fan, big John Lennon fan, his music, um, like, have been all my life. I mean, I was raised by boomer parents, so uh, that era of music was very um, influential to my early music appreciation, and the Beatles are still like one of my favorite bands ever. So um, that would be really cool to listen to. I might do that, and maybe I'll make a video. Comment below if you want to see this of some of their like live performances of Deftones live performances and bonus tracks that I haven't got to. I know Boys Republic from White Pony. I still haven't listened to that. It's not even on Apple Music, which sucks. But I think it's on YouTube, so I can record that. So let me know if you are interested in seeing me react to some of their like bonus tracks and live recordings, stuff like that. In early 2006, all previously recorded vocals were scrapped, and the band started working on the album again with longtime friend Sean Lopez of Far and Revolution Smile acting as producer. The album was edited by Ryan Gorman. Finally, with all recording finished on April 2006, the album was mixed by Ryan Williams. The band featured musical contributions from Annie Hardy of Giant Drag and Serge Tankian of System of a Down. What? The latter also contributed to the writing of one song, Mine. Fuck yeah. I love System of a Down, man. So that's dope. I'm excited to hear that collab. Carpenter stated in interviews that a significant portion of the songs were based on ideas by Moreno, and that Pink Cellophone, minus Hardy's vocals, was all Chino. In fact, Moreno plays second guitar on many of the songs, including Hole in the Earth, Beware, Cherry Waves, up, down, down, left, right, A, B, select, start, Konami Code. That's They have a song of the Konami Code. What the fuck? Okay. Uh, Xerces and Rivière. However, Marino stated that Rats, Rats, Rats was all Stefan. Carpenter wrote and recorded all guitar parts on Rapture, Rats, 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 and Kimdracula. Man, fucking song titles on this album are crazy. Um, but they also play guitar, and wrote guitar parts for all the songs except Konami Code, where he played drums and Moreno played guitar. Huh, man, they're doing some White Album shit on this, it sounds like. The title of the latter song was a reference to Konami Code. I know that. Okay, I may be a zoomer, but I know what the Konami Code is. Wikipedia. The writing and recording process of Saturday Night Wrist was fraught and placed strain on the relationships within the band. Moreno stated that making it was a seriously unhealthy experience and that it dragged on without much direction. Following its creation, after leaving to work on Team Sleep, he stated that he wasn't sure if he was going to return. Yeah, this is sounding like the White Album of Deftones, just based off of this little snippet here. Okay, I'm going to just skip the rest of this because I don't want to spoil anything or anything. Um, so yeah, we will quit yapping and start listening to music. So yeah, let's get on into it. Saturday Night Wrist, Deftones, Hole in the Earth, track 1. Let's go. All right. One of these days, I'll get through a fucking video where I don't have to like stop and fix whatever issue I'm having, but I reconnected everything. I can hear through my headphones now, so here we go. Saturday Night Wrist, Deftones. First track on the album, hole in the earth. Wow, this one's different. This is really reminding me of Private Music. Ooh. Hell yeah. I wasn't expecting that type of sound. I mean just this first track, this is very reminiscent to me of Private Music. Like this is sort of like that, a lot more ethereal, spacey type of hard rock that album has a lot of, but really good, really catchy. That chorus, I mean, and I'm just saying this because this is the first thing that popped in my head, but on that chorus, it kind of sounded very, I guess just his voice kind of reminded me of Coldplay, Like, I'm not saying that it sounds like Coldplay, but just his voice, the way he was singing, I was like, this could be Chris Martin. But yeah, good first track. I mean, I'm excited to see where it goes from here. But I like the sound so far. Okay. Oh. Oh yeah, that's synth. Ooh, little spooky synth. This is a Halloween album, huh? That was dope. Nice change of pace from the first song. Kind of. Whoa. Just like crushing. The harmony. Cool vocal layering. Ooh, this is dope. That sinister. Da-na-na-na-na-na. Oh man, the production. Yeah, that da-na-na-na-na-na. I really like that. Man, the vocals. Ooh. Damn, that tone, bro. Hell yeah. Crickets? That's cool. All right, I just want to pause it real quick before we get into Cherry Waves. Wow, this is so the sound of this is not what I expected so far. Like I kind of was expecting after the self-titled album and just based off of some of the comments that I saw that it was going to be like more of that darker tone mixed with more synthesizer. And it is that, but it's lighter than I was expecting, at least based off of these first few songs. But the like the darkness is definitely there, like the sinister sort of uh alternating notes throughout that song. That was cool, but I think what it is the singing. Chino's voice, I'm guessing because he's on this album, he's since recovered from his vocal, you know, issues from the last album. So his voice just sounds so clear and so bright in comparison to the last album, which it was very raw and sort of almost like breaking at times. I mean, Hexagram, he's fucking just destroying it. Um, but yeah, it's really cool sound so far, and I really like the just sort of the overall sound scape of this album so far. Very like it definitely sounds different than their last albums. Um, and I know that Terry Date did not produce this one, so I that's probably a contributing factor is that they have a different producer. So it does sound different. I can't really put my finger on what it is that sounds different right now, but yeah, it's for sure a departure from their last album, but I'm digging it so far. It is giving me more kind of. I mean, maybe not that last song in particular, but the first two songs giving me the vibe from Private Music a little bit, which makes sense because I on my Private Music reactions, a lot of people were talking about this album. So, um, but yeah, I like it so far. Let's get back into Cherry Waves. Just restart it or not. Cool drum sound. I recognize that. That you. I recognize that particular vocal part. I might have heard this song in passing at some point because I definitely recognize that. Ooh, cool drums. Let's go, Abe. Oh man, the drumming on this song's so good. Fuck yeah, man. That's a dope song. And I know I've heard it before. At least the chorus, like the you is very familiar to me. But I mean, that's the only part of the song I recognize, but yeah, man. The production on this album's really good. It's so, like I said before, ethereal. It feels like very spacey, very open, and um, kind of like this song is pretty shoegazy, and I like that. I really like the chorus. Yeah, this album's dope so far. It's so different. Was not expecting. I honestly was expecting it to be darker, and it might get that way down the road, but so far it's very different from their self-titled. But yeah, this I really like that song. Okay, this is the one I think it said Serge wrote on. Huh. Interesting song structure, like oh, is that Surge? Oh yeah, that's definitely Surge. Whoa! That was nuts! Whoa, man. That was a really interesting song. Whoa, like the tempo change at the end, that was cool. Yeah, I feel like that was a different, like in the chorus there was a time signature change, but I couldn't catch it. I don't know, that was a really interesting song. Like it wasn't straightforward, or I, I don't even know. But that was cool. It was cool to hear Serge Tankian on that too. Konami Code Song. Man. Wow. This is so cool. Wow. Whoa. Bro, that was sick. What? What the fuck is going on? Okay, man, I gotta stop. Hold up. I I'm what this album is not at all what I was expecting. What the fuck? This is so cool. I mean, first of all, hell yeah, instrumental songs. I love instrumental songs. That was just fucking awesome. I mean, I was again, drummer brain. I was just focused mostly on the drums that whole time, but like the cool like snare delay effect that was going on was just so cool. It was like he was hitting the drum and then it was like ka 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 ka. But it was like very in line with the beat. So I don't know if he was actually hitting all of those notes or if it was a delay effect, but it was just spaced out like perfectly. I don't know, but it was so cool. That was a trip and a half. Um, and yeah, man, this album is not at all going where I thought it would. And I'm so glad because I was honestly just expecting kind of like an even more like I guess like synthier version of their self-titled, like still dark and heavy, but with more synth elements, experimental elements. And it kind of is, but it's for sure different and very much its own sound. Um, but yeah, I really dug that last song. I want to restart Xerces just to be, because I was still like kind of contemplating the last song when this started. So Nice, man. Whoa! What the fuck? Whoa! What the hell is going on? Jesus Christ. Fuck me, man. That... Man, that song just threw everything at the wall. Holy shit. I, I don't even know where to begin with that. Because, like... What the fuck? This is not... They keep just completely surprising me. Which, being their 6th album that I've listened to, I... Like, for you to make 6 albums and not... And still, like, have so many new ideas and, like, just shit that is unexpected. I mean, I it's crazy. Like, again, they do this a lot in their songs, but kept they kept a certain sounds and formula. Not formula is not the right word, but just like a certain structure of the song for most of it, and then they kind of just turn left and it completely changes the song. It just like it's almost because it's a signature aspect of their songwriting, but even knowing that, it still takes me by surprise every time. It's just so cool. That was a really cool song. I mean, I definitely need to listen to it again because it kind of like ju- jumbled my brain a little bit, if I'm being honest. Like yeah, but that was cool. Rats, rats, rats.
Belief in the one true power. Belief in the
Whoa.
one true power. Belief in the one true power. Can't stop the sound.
All right, and first of all, before we get into this, and I'll run it back a little bit, but I just gotta say, man, shout out to Frank Delgado. I don't think I've mentioned him much, um, but especially, I mean, this album, uh, I'm definitely seeing his contributions because, I mean, he was all over White Pony too, and they're self-titled, but I feel like he's really shining in this album. Uh, just like for him to be, you know, for him to not have been a part of the band fully until I think White Pony, or was it Around the Fur? I can't remember. Um, but for him to like have been a later addition to the band, he's really pulling his weight, and yeah, I'm really digging all the synth work and the sampling and you know just all of the production like outside of the normal instruments. That's really good.
Belief in the one true power. Belief in the one true power. Belief in the one true power. Can't stop the sound. Can you? Can't stop the sound. Can't stop the sound. I can't stop you.
Whoa.
Belief in the one true power. Can't stop the sound. You can't stop the sound. I can't stop
Man, that really deep, almost like chorus effect.
that promised to erase the symptoms that stood between you and your goal. That seductive cure that offered relief and comfort without disturbing the faulty system of your beliefs. The belief in the one true power. Forever and ever, one nation under Pniekov El, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Pniekov El. In Jesus' name, amen.
Wow.
Greasy, filthy hand jobs in truck stop restrooms.
What?
Hot calling all over the place. Hot calling. I turned that into a verb. I hope you appreciate it. Carling. Hot Carling Academy. It's the school where you go to learn how to butt fuck. It's in England. They don't have blowjobs there because they're uncircumcised, and that is just disgusting. So they have to
What?
butt fuck, which also is disgusting because that extra foreskin trapped all the germs and the poop and the butt fucking residue.
What?
Sin. And that is why British people have bad teeth. Amen.
What the fuck? Oh, whoa. What? That was not on my bingo card. Holy shit. Again, surprising me at every turn. What? What the fuck was that? Uh, d- uh, talking about uns- uh, uncircumcised anal at the end of that song, and truck stop blowjobs. What? What do you want me to say? It speaks for itself. I don't. Okay. Yeah. All right. We're just gonna move on. I have nothing to say to that. I was not expecting that last part. I mean, what the fuck? That was crazy. Okay, we're just gonna move on. I like the song though. That is, yeah. That's all I have to say. Whoa. was cool. Kimdracula. I really like this. Hell yeah. I like this song a lot. Fuck yeah, man. So I think something I've noticed from starting off with adrenaline, you know, private music not included, is um Chino's melodic sensibilities are have really grown throughout their albums. I mean, like once again, I've mentioned this before. The biggest criticism of Adrenaline from me is just that I don't feel like many of those songs really have catchy melodies in terms of Chino's singing, and it kind of does drag the album down a bit for me because I think everything else about that album's really good, really solid. All the instrumentation, um, and it's not like I dislike what Chino's doing. I've grown more appreciation of it the more that I listen to it. But compared to stuff like on this album, like it it's really lacking in melodic structure and just overall his singing capabilities. Because even on Around the Fur, like he really takes it up a notch, and that's why that album feels like such a big improvement on Adrenaline. Um, but even since then, like the just I guess his songwriting and his melodic, you know, the way that he writes his vocal parts, gotten it gets so much more refined the later these albums go on. And I mean, Private Music is like every song on there is so catchy and like so memorable from how he sings. And um it's just really cool to see the progression of that just going through these albums chronologically. And I'm really getting that from this album in particular. Uh just his, sense for melodies is really improving. Going. Oh, okay. So this is the last official track, and then there's a bonus track which I'll go ahead and listen to. But this is the, final official track of the album. So mm. That guitar part really reminds me of Digital Bath. That's cool. Bonus track time.
Who's gonna tell you when it's too late? Who's gonna tell you things
Oh, this is the cover of the Cars song, right?
great? You can't go on thinking that nothing's wrong. And who's gonna drive you home
Yeah.
tonight?
You can tell, like, this is definitely a different take on the song, but you can tell that this is not a Deftones song. Just, I don't know, just the way that uh, it is. It's very conventional, I guess. But, like, even with all of the sort of re, you know, retuning of the song that they're doing with all of the production elements and everything, you can tell that they didn't write the song because it does not sound like a Deftones song. I do like it though. I like their take on it. It's good. But like, yeah, I was just like, huh? Oh yeah, this is a cover. Okay, but yeah, it's cool.
Who's gonna pick you up when you fall? Who's gonna hang it up?
I don't think I've ever actually listened to the full original song. Like, I've heard the chorus, but
Who's gonna pay attention
I like his, like,
to your dreams?
kind of shortened
Who's gonna
singing of this.
when you
Like, it's not as over the top as the original.
can't go on thinking that nothing's wrong? Who's gonna drive you home tonight?
Nice.
Who's gonna drive you home? Who's gonna drive you home?
Fuck yeah. Yeah, now that makes me want to listen to their Jealous Guy cover cuz that was cool. Yeah, okay. There it is. Will you add? Thank you. Saturday Night Wrist, Deftones. Fifth studio album, sixth album I've listened to. Yeah, man. This shit rocks. I'm gonna have to listen to it again for sure. I think this one more than any other makes me want to listen to it again because there's a lot more going on. It's very like it says here atmospheric, very spacey. Uh I, I'm I really like Chino's voice on this one. I like the melodies a lot. Um and yeah, I mean I'm definitely gonna listen to it some more, give some updated thoughts on it. Um really see where it might land amongst my favorite albums so far. But just based off first impressions, I really like it. It's very different from what I was expecting. I mean, pink cellophane, man. I mean, is there anything else to say? Uh, and before the last part of that just kind of fucking ripped the whole shit off. Uh, I really like the song. Like it's kind of like a further progression on uh like Lucky You from their self-titled. Just that very sort of trip hoppy type of sound, um, but definitely different. And yeah, I'm just gonna have to really listen to some of these songs again. I really like the Konami Code song, even though it's all just instrumental. It's really cool, pretty psychedelic. Uh, Cherry Waves. Was it Beware? Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to listen to all these songs again because just yeah, there's a lot of shit going on. But there it is, Saturday Night Wrist. Uh, great album. I will be updating you with some more thoughts and opinions. So uh, that'll be coming up right after this. So stay tuned. All right, y'all. So it's actually been almost a week since I recorded my reaction. Time just kind of got away from me and got busy with work and stuff. So um, I've seeing that happened. I have been able to listen to the album quite a bit, and I really like Saturday Night Wrist. It's definitely, with maybe the exception of Private Music, it's their, I think, most melodic album so far. Um, I think that Saturday Night Wrist and Private Music are very similar albums in a lot of ways, and um, and I really sort of appreciate it for kind of, I guess, it almost feels like the first steps into getting to where they ended up with in Private Music. So I really dig, just the songwriting, the melodic, uh, you know, parts of the album that I feel like are a lot stronger on Saturday Night Wrist than their previous albums. Um, I'm I'm a fan of the flow of the album quite a bit. I think it's got a really good track to track flow, and one of the songs on the album that really grew on me a lot was "Mine" with Serge Tankian of System of a Down. When I first listened to it, like I liked it, but it was hard for me to really connect with. I felt like there was a lot of different things going on, and so I wasn't like drawn to it on first listen. Even like the next couple of listens, like it wasn't really very high up on my list of favorite songs. But the more I've listened to the album through, the more I really like that song. And I think that the song structure is really interesting, really cool. I really like Surge's part. I don't know if it's really a chorus. It's more like a refrain, I guess. Um, and I really like Chino's vocals on that and his singing. My favorite song on the album, though, I mean, I think it's got to be "Beware." That song is just so dope, and it's honestly become one of my all-time favorite Deftones songs. Um, just the chorus, the build, the fucking breakdown at the end of the song is so good. Like, I love it. So yeah, Beware is absolutely my favorite song on the album, I think. Um, but really like Cherry Waves as well. Really like uh what is it, Combat? I think that song is dope. I mean, really, I like all the songs on there. I think the last song, Rivière, is my least favorite, just because like I don't know, something about it, uh, it is doesn't really stand out to me. Like I do like how it's stripped back, and then in the middle of the song it like picks up and all the instruments come in, and then it goes back to just like Chino singing and the guitar. But um, it's probably my least favorite song on the album. Pink's Cellphone. So still can't get over that last bit. It's kind of I like it. So I really like the song. Like before the ending part, you all know what I'm talking about. The song itself is super dope, and I really like the electronic elements and the crazy like bass tones. I don't know what it is. I mean, it's synth work, I guess, but it's just like super bassy uh elements that are throughout the song that I really dig. I really like the female vocalists, parts of that song. I mean, she's mainly the main singer of the song, I think. But I also like Chino's part. Um, and yeah, and the last part, sometimes I'll listen to it or I'll let it play. Sometimes I'll skip it after that period of silence just because I'm like, I get it. You know, after listening to it a few times, I'm like, okay, the novelty's kind of worn off, and I don't necessarily want to hear about butt fucking and uncircumcised germs. I just it's not something I always want to listen to. So I do skip it after that period of silence before that comes in. But what else, man? Yeah, I think overall it's a really great album. I don't think I honestly, if I'm ranking their albums up to this point, so we're at album 5 in their chronological order. Um, it's their sixth album that I've listened to now. White Pony is still number one for me, and then I honestly I go back and forth between their self-titled and Private Music as number 2. Like they are neck and neck for me, and it just really kind of depends on my mood which one I think I lean more towards, because their self-titled is super good, and I really dig the heaviness of that album, and just the flow of that album is incredible too. So, I but Private Music is a fantastic album, and I at it being the first album I listened to from them, those songs have so like solidified themselves into my Deftones just appreciation that I don't think it'll ever escape the top 5. I mean, who knows? We still have 4 more albums to go, but um or 3 more, I guess now. But anyway, yeah, Private Music is still, it's one of my favorite albums. So, those two are neck and neck for me, and then I would put I would put this over Around the Fur. I would. I think I think melodically it speaks to me more. Experimentally, um I you know, I do like Around the Fur, but I think you guys can see at this point where my music taste sort of leans to, and even though I like their more straightforward uh heavy sound, I just appreciate the experimental side of their music a lot more. So I would say that this slightly edges out Around the Fur for me, and then, you know, sorry, but Adrenaline is in last place. um, and I do like Adrenaline too. I still listen to it. I'm not putting that album. I'm not saying that I don't like it. It's just, that's the way the cookie crumbles, and it's the first album. I mean, they're they I they've exceeded a lot of the sort of groundwork that they laid with Adrenaline in later albums. So I don't think it's necessarily super controversial to say it's my least favorite album. But yeah, that's that's my ranking. Those are my thoughts on Saturday Night Wrist. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you sooner than later. But with life, I don't know uh, how quickly I can upload these things and edit them. So but I'll just say that I'm excited to get to their next album, which I don't even know. Is that Koi no Yokan? I got I didn't even I just started recording this. I sat down, I got home from work, I got me a beer, and I sat down and recorded this so that I could upload it for y'all, but I I don't even know what the next album is. So, we'll get to that when we come to it, but until then, take care of yourself. Happy Halloween. It's almost Halloween. And cheers.